Between the Uganda Rugby Cranes and the Ghana Eagles in the Africa Cup qualifiers in Kampala, Uganda. The teams are in the tunnels, and with me today is David Mutaka, and I'm Adrian Bukenyan. We'll be your hosts as we take you through this epic battle to try and qualify to become the African champions.
Yes, Adrian, it's an absolute pleasure and privilege to be here, given the conditions that the world is going through, which is a miracle that we're having this game in Kampala at Kyadondo Rugby Club. Unfortunately, no fans, but whatever it is that you are, it's a privilege to be able to bring this game to you. Ghana, Uganda, in the Rugby Africa tournament. It's a miracle that the URU was able to pull this off in a situation where Uganda is in a lockdown. I think almost 20 days into it, Adrian.
Indeed, wonderful organization by the Uganda Rugby Union and all the sports fraternity. We are looking forward to having an excellent game, and we hope that everybody stays safe. We really miss the fans with us here at the Kyadondo Rugby grounds, but we hope you're safe where you are as you watch this battle. Uganda hasn't played for a couple of years as a result of the pandemic, but we're looking to see how they have adjusted to the dynamics of being in a bubble and getting themselves ready to face an unknown entity in Ghana.
Indeed, very unknown. Promoted from Group B, where they beat Botswana in the final, and they're here by right, so they will be trying to prove that they do belong here. Uganda has performed well in the past 3 years, having established themselves in Group A, and will be looking to lay down the marker, making sure that Ghana doesn't get too comfortable.
The teams are lining up for the national anthems and the formalities. The referees who are going to run the game today, Talent Gandiwa from Zimbabwe. The 2 assistant referees are Victor Ojuku and Beryl Akinyi, both from Kenya. The officials are approaching the teams, but this, David, is going to be quite a unique opening ceremony because, as you have rightly said, we're in a pandemic and everything is quite different.
It is, and the level of preparation, the number of protocols. The level of protocols and the things that we have to go through to make sure that the game happens. Very, very important as we prepare for the anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's be up on our feet for the anthems. First, the anthem of Ghana. And now the national anthem of the Republic of Uganda. Now we're going to have a moment of silence, for we have lost a number of people from this club and the rugby fraternity. That is, when the referee whistle, have a moment of silence for Okema Matthew, Justin Oneno, and Peter Ofong.
Once again, welcome back to the Kyadondo Rugby grounds. All the formalities have been completed. We had a moment of silence there, David, for a couple of our colleagues who we lost during this COVID pandemic.
Absolutely, and starting with a former international lock, very crazy guy, Gerson Onono, was called Guru Wisers, passed away early in June. Matthew Okema served Guru Rugby Union and then was a member of Kyadondo Rugby Club playing for the Buffaloes. And finally, one of, maybe we call him a journalist, archive of Uganda rugby history and a real friend of the fraternity, Peter Ofong Chidoze, who passed away on the 26th of June. It's been trying times, and so it's really great to see that we can come and have a game like of this stature in Uganda.
Indeed, David, may their souls rest in eternal peace. As the captain of Ghana, Selom Gavor walks through his lineup. The key people who I see are the 4 members of the foreign contingent in Ghana who Ghana has recruited. There's a lock, Philip Apia Adu, who plays in South Africa, 101 kilograms worth of bulk. We've got Scott Miles, who plays for Richmond RFC in the United Kingdom, playing at number 8. It's a big young lad, 124 kilograms. Let's see what he can do on the field. We've got Josiah Tuwum Bofa, also from the UK. And finally, we've got the fullback, Leslie Ansah, who's in South Africa playing for the College Rovers. Ghana has brought out all their big guns to see what they can do with the Cranes.
Absolutely. And the Cranes really a side in transition. The announcement of the captain, Ivan Magomo, who taking the troops through his team, was a welcome and exciting announcement, assisted by a veteran. Good to see him back, Mr. Brian Odong. How great is it to see him back, Adrian?
Indeed, 3 years since he had that knee operation, and we'll be counting on Brian to show his leadership form. The referees for today, Talent Gandiwa from Zimbabwe, Victor Ojuku from Kenya, and Beryl Akinyi are now taking their positions as Uganda gathers around the ball in a call to arms as they defend their territory in today's Africa Cup qualifier at Kyadondo Rugby grounds. We're expecting an exciting game. The weather's been good to us, and we're looking forward to some free-flowing and exciting champagne type of rugby.
Absolutely. The conditions at Kyadondo, if you've been here before, are pristine. Michael and his folk are here, so it's unfortunate you can't be here, but we expect indeed free-flowing rugby. We don't know much about Ghana. This team, Uganda, needs to express themselves, create their new identity. I'm sure Captain Ivan Magomo, coming off a strong base, will also want to prove that he can do this.
Indeed, Ghana won the toss earlier and elected to receive the ball. Uganda will be kicking off from right to left from left to right on your screens. Essentially, they're kicking from the ginger end of the Kyadondo Rugby ground towards the Kampala downtown, and Ghana is receiving in their red jerseys and Uganda in their traditional home black jerseys. David, Oli steady?
And this steady, as I look at Adrian preparing to take the kickoff, I think the first point of impact is going to be very important in this game in terms of the things that will determine how this game goes.
And we're off. High kick. Ghana feels the ball well. Let's see how they plan this. Good clearance kick there from the fly half, Kofi Appiah. And first set pieces, David, are going to be important.
Yes, I think it's impressive how Ghana has exited their 22 from that kickoff, and set piece is going to be important. This is a new Uganda side. You've had
greats like Matthias ruling the line out. Now we have Byron, Aziku. Let's see how this goes out.
Indeed. Faraji Odugo about to put in a shortened line out on the 10-yard line in the Ghanaian half. Scrappy line out. Brian Odong tries to clear it, but Ghana secure the ball. Poor show by Uganda, but let's have Ghana on their first chance show what they can do.
Yes, indeed, nerves showing there, and being that they don't know this team, Uganda will be slightly nervous and does tend to start slow.
Big turnover by Uganda. Faraji Odugo getting the ball from Brian Odong. Ghana trying to defend their lines. Paul Epilo, Desire Era barging into the Ghanaian defense, testing them to see whether or not they can handle. Ivan Magomo releasing his back line. Pius Ogina bumping through tackles, going through, taking 10 yards of the Ghanaians. Still going on his feet. Down he goes. Uganda recycle the ball well. Epilo out. Big hit there by Uganda's back row. Santos Senteza setting up the play in the middle of the field. Very good attacking position for the Ugandans. Unfortunately, poor pass, but a penalty infringement by the Ghanaians. Let's hear what the referee has to say. Looks like it was an offside call, and we have a choice for Uganda. And they're taking the 3 points. Conservative approach by the new captain, but good start by the Uganda Cranes.
Yeah, and indeed he's opting for the line out. He is feeling confident. So clearly Uganda has come to play, and from the start there I think good carries from the big ball carriers. Pius Ogena was the standout player for me in the recently completed league for the Cobs. Santos Centers are another big ball carrier, Desire Ayera. So all the big men getting early touches to just calm the nerves.
Indeed, players to watch for Uganda is Pius Ogena, half man, half amazing. Leading try scorer from the back row. He's a converted back row playing at number 12. As Faraji Odugo tries to clean up the line out on the second attempt. Great catch by Robert Aziku. Big setup, setting up the driving maul, and Uganda is commanding this. Excellent movement. They're approaching the line. Still going. Very good structure to their rolling maul. Keeping going. Setting up the play. They're very close, edging closer and closer to the line. Ghana's defense is still steady. However, Uganda is knocking on the door.
Yeah, the forwards keeping it tight as the backs call for it. Paul Epilu telling his troops, let the forwards play a bit.
Patience at this point, and patience is rewarded with an excellent try by Faraji Odugo. Uganda draws first blood. 5 points to the hooker from the Kampala Old Boys. Excellent play by the forward pack. Great line out, David. And the first score goes to the Rugby Cranes.
Absolutely. It was important to show patience and composure near the line. I think I like how Paul Epilo handled that, telling his backs, the forwards have this. Let's not rush to throw the ball out. We have them on the back foot. Let's capitalize.
Indeed, it's critical for patience and control in a situation like this. Remember, we have no idea about how Ghana plays. So far, Uganda has imposed themselves on this game. Big run by Pius Ogina earlier in the play, and good play by the forwards. Let's see if the captain can add the extras for that wonderful initial score. I may have given him the commentator's curse, but 5 points to the good. Uganda starts positively. Early days, but good initiative and good intent, and Ghana needs to now respond and see whether they can actually play with the big boys, given that they've just come up to this senior level in this year.
Yeah, and if there's any criticism of Magomo, who's mercurial, it's his kicking, and I'm sure he'll be looking to correct that. He's a man of high standards. Let's see how Ghana respond.
Appiah kicks off. Nice high kickoff, well fielded by the Uganda Cranes. Big hits in the midfield there. Excellent play. However, an infringement, and the referee is called back play for a set piece for Ghana.
Solomon Okia rising high and looking for the offload, but in traffic that can be difficult. And I think let's see how the first scrum goes. The first line out is a bit of a shambles. How does the first scrum go?
Indeed, this is a chance for experienced Brian Odong to boss his way here. Ghana has very, very bulky props. Prince Rabia Mohammed is 85, and his other tight head prop is Andre Hammond, who's 120 kilograms. That's a big Ghanaian beef about to clash with Ugandan poke.
I'd say it's the other way around.
Steady scrum. Uganda bossing the play. Excellent scrum by Uganda, but well played by the Ghanaian Miles Scott, releasing the ball. But the breakdown's really shabby. Ghana managed to do it. Loose ball play. Uganda pressing the defense, putting Ghana under pressure. Big hit by Byron Akatoyot. No nonsense flanker. Ghana managed to secure the ball. They're looking to see if they can release the pressure. Pressure is being put seriously by the Uganda Cranes. They do not want the Ghanaians to settle. Excellent play by the Ugandan defense. Ghana's trying to release. They get a long wide out pass. Big kick by the fullback. Leslie Ansah. Well fielded by Adrian Casito. Wearing number 22, and he's still going. Good play. Epilo releases. Ivan Magomo kicking into space. There's a lot of space in front of there. Let's see the chase. Fantastic kick by Ivan Magomo. Great field position for Uganda. Uganda is showing their intent. They're not going to sit around and wait for the game to come to them. They're taking the game to Ghana.
Indeed, and two moments of fantastic play there. Adrian Casito, first and foremost, very well positioned in fielding that kick. And then under pressure is able to dominate the tackle by making sure he falls forward, gets up again, and places the ball in a situation where the Uganda is on the front foot. And the kick to find territory from Ivan Magomo, find only grass. Fantastic play all around.
Good real estate finder by Ivan Magomo. Ghana has their first line out. The scrum didn't go well. Let's see how they do here. Well received by the Ghanaian lock. They're running out from trouble. Smart play, clearing some real estate to allow their fly half to clear.
Happy.
Good kick. Very well fielded there by their winger, and unfortunately he knocked that on. Excellent kick, but Faraji Dugo is able to return to Femba. Solomon Okia taking two men down.
Advantage over!
Epilo releases. Advantage is over from that knock-on. There's Eliphaz Emong, double E. Ivan Magomo releasing. Adrian Casito one more time. Excellent run. Right to the middle, high tackle there, but the referee says play on. Uganda still attacking. Pius Ogina. Great play, get carry. Uganda is now deep in the 22 of the Ghanaians, but the referee has something to say. It looks
number
like they may have
okay, I'll talk to you
earlier.
Not now.
Yeah, the tackle on Casito was slightly above the neck.
Number 13, a high tackle.
Yes, it's a high tackle for number 13, David.
Yes, and great play from Ivan, searching the inside, getting the ball moving early on in the game, testing out each of his players, not in a rush, and
shot
again as captain, making the easy decision. It's right in front. Why not take the points?
Conservative decision there by a very mercurial Ivan Magomo. He has changed his kicker as well, so another captain's decision to put in Adrian Casito, who's also pretty handy with the boots. Remember, David, this is a very important tie. The Ugandans are looking to win this game, ensuring that they get themselves on top of the table, because the next game is against the Algerians, who are in Group C of this Africa Cup, and they play Algeria next Sunday, but Ghana have to play Algeria on Wednesday. What is the format of the Africa Cup, David, to let the listeners know what Uganda is playing for?
Yeah, there's 4 groups in this Rugby Africa tournament, and the top 2 will qualify from each group to play in the quarterfinals, and they'll play quarterfinals and semifinals in the next year for the qualifiers of the World Cup in 2023.
Absolutely, Adrian Casito there, converting the penalty, bringing the scores to 8 for Uganda and 0 for Ghana.
Indeed, and just to keep on, Kenya did score first in their game last week, but went on to lose to Senegal 19-20. So this tournament has already shown up some surprises, and we can't take this for granted that Uganda has gone ahead. Let's see what Ghana can do.
Indeed, Ivory Coast also managed to beat the perennial champions Namibia in the first
And hold on!
As Adrian Casito has a booming clearance kick that brings Uganda out of trouble. They're not interested in playing in their half. This is a smart move. Let the game start inside or towards the Ghanaian half.
We're on the
another
line.
line out for Ghana. They took the first line out. Well, they're big boys.
Okay, guys, say your numbers.
Uganda
Say your numbers.
is showing their intent here at the Kyadondo Rugby Club.
Yeah, Philip Apeadu, one of the players who's from the foreign contingent, leading the line out and jumping again, dominating and bossing it.
Indeed. Well, good clean line out. Poor release outlet pass by Ghana. Ghana is sizing up their position. Uganda's defense is swarming onto the Ghanaians and they're not letting them settle down. Outlet pass again for the Ghanaians. Big prop. He ran really well, Hammond Andre, and he's one of their big ball carriers. And there goes Appiah with a good release. And
You're not on the ball. You're not on the ball. You're not on the ball. You're not on the ball.
Excellent face play by Ghana. Lukman Yaya with a big hit. Uganda is not standing strong. Ghana playing quite well, setting up the phases. They've just crossed the 10-yard line of Uganda for the first time in the game. Looking solid in their playing. Maybe they're settling down now. Good outlet pass again. Lukman looks like he's another one of their big carriers. Number 4, the lock for Ghana. Uganda's defense is still resolute. So far, not moving an inch. Interplay there in the midfield.
Leave his neck.
Pushing the defense back. And Ghana
No,
still
there's the
managed
ball,
to secure
leave.
that, almost a turnover there for Uganda.
Stay.
Quick release by Richard Kosivi, the
No,
scrum
I'm not
out
in your
again.
way. Don't touch me.
Lukman making his presence felt in this game. Appiah
I lost my
running
watch down
through.
there.
Uganda's defense still holding their line. Unfortunately, they've had a knock-on by Ghana. That was the 11th part of their
I
play,
just lost my watch.
and they were unable to get past the 10-yard line, David.
Yeah, but good ball retention from Ghana. Impressed by the tackles from number 13, the ever-present Justin Kimono.
Indeed,
Packs a punch.
Justin is a converted
Okay, just
winner.
hold on. Time
He's
is
an
off.
excellent leader for the team and
Time back
able
on.
to try and
Yeah.
marshal the
Go,
defense
yeah.
for Uganda, and they held their line. The Ghanaians were unable to penetrate the 10-yard line for Uganda, and this is a scrum down from the knock-on by the Ghanaians.
Do you want to see Uganda play right away from where they're in their half? Adrian, Ivan plays the team right away from here.
I'd say that I'd like to see how they deal with this attacking position. This is a good attacking position. The way they're lined up, it looks like they're trying to have an outlet pass, and they might have their back row running it out first. But Ghana are ripe. You saw what
Guys, let's be
Casablanca
quiet
did to
when we're
them.
here.
You saw what
Let's go.
Adrian Casito did to them. The defense is actually penetrable.
When you're ready, let's go.
Therefore, running from here I think would be a good idea.
Crouch. Bind. Sit. Hold on.
Uganda's pack showing that the poke of Kyadondo is a lot stronger than the beef from Accra.
Watch that for me,
Yeah,
Barry.
and the Ghanaian scrum was under pressure the last time, but they were able to get the ball out before the referee could call anything. Let's see if the Uganda pack can keep them up and dominate the scrum and maybe milk it enough.
Indeed, it was remiss of me not to say Akwaba to all our Ghanaian followers on the Uganda Rugby Union YouTube page. Welcome to Kampala. We're looking forward to having you here in person next time. But so far, you can see how the
And hold
Flames
on.
will fare against your Eagles.
Hold on, Black.
Yeah, a total war of the birds.
Use.
Excellent scrum by Uganda. Desire Ayera holding the ball at the back. Penalty advantage Uganda. Ayera breaks as I had predicted. Solomon Okia, the mercurial winger, goes round his man and he's about to go all the way. Solomon Okia with a wonderful, wonderful score. He skinned his opposite number and puts the ball down close to the center post. And David, Uganda is on fire.
Yeah, indeed. The mid with the penalty, they had a free play and a try made straight from Kings Park. The Pirates combining their Desire Ayera to his winger, Solomon Okia, who knows this field quite well. He started with the Buffaloes. And once he sees space, he's a hard man to put down.
Both those players play for the Uganda Sevens team that unfortunately were not able to go for the qualifiers for the Olympics. However, that combination, that chemistry that they have at club level and at the international Sevens level was evident today as one of the Ghanaians is receiving some treatment. Okia skinning his opposite number, Abdul Jalilu Yusuf, and putting the ball down for the second try for the Rugby Cranes, with Adrian Casito looking to see if he can add the extras.
Happy.
Yeah, we wish the player who's, and it looks like it is number 5, Philip Apeadu.
As Casito adds the extras, Philip Apeadu, we wish him all the best as he's attended to in that really exciting interplay by Desire Era and Solomon Okea. The scrum was the key here, David. They were able to boss the Ghanaian scrum for the second time over. It looks like Ghana is going to have a lot of hard times at scrum down time, and Uganda has a chance every time there's a scrum down to really capitalize on the fact that they're an advantage. You mentioned it in the beginning, the tight 5 of Uganda.
Absolutely.
Did you stop time there?
I think one of the most solid we've seen with the returning of Brian Odong, and Elifazo Mong moving from 8 to 5 at 125 kgs. It is a solid tight 5. Ghana is going to have a long day at the office, and I foresee a situation where you might have uncontested scrums. Rare sight, but
well, I hope that doesn't happen, because that's an advantage for Uganda in terms of
time is off.
Platform. And we would like to understand how best Uganda can read this game. Remember, you said it was a young team.
What time do you have?
Looking at the opponents, it's early days. We're about almost halfway through the first half, and Uganda is already up by 15 points, and they have a chance here to actually really extend the scoring capability.
as the game is held up because of the medics attending to Philip Apeadu, and we do wish him hope that he is safe, he is well. The medics will do all their best to make sure that he's first carried off. It's safety first, and if that's what it takes for the game to continue, so it will be.
Yes, indeed. David, as we wait for the game to restart, let's see what's happening in the rest of the Africa Cup qualifiers. In Nairobi, as you said last week, Kenya were unable to secure home advantage, and Senegal were able to set a win. And they are in a group B with Zambia and Senegal, with Kenya. Kenya having lost the first game to Senegal. Senegal again managing to secure a place in the quarterfinals by beating Zambia on Wednesday. Tomorrow, Kenya has a very important game against Zambia to see whether or not they will be able to qualify for that quarterfinal tournament.
Absolutely, and you can't take anything for granted. I think the Kenyans, it was a new team, but you could see that they were slightly cocky going into the game. And Senegal stayed in the game and was able to win it. And if they go with the same attitude against Zambia tomorrow, it will be very, very unfortunate that they'll miss out. Key for Uganda is that the second team in that group is whom we play if we top this group.
That's the reason why we're talking about that group, because in the event that Uganda qualifies from Group C, we're going to be facing the second team that comes out of the group that is playing in Nairobi now. And so tomorrow's game and our game against Algeria will determine who and how those quarterfinals match up. This, interestingly, is unfortunate for the Ghanaians, but I think it's an advantage to them. Uganda was taking them up and down the park. They've had a chance for about 5 minutes to catch some breath and maybe reassess how they the plan. So this injury break, Ghana has had a chance to take stock of how it is to play with the big boys.
Absolutely. I think they will be wishing that the game ends quickly. And just a correction, I see it is Lukman Yaya, the lock number 4, that is on the ground, and apologies to the family of Philip Apeadu. He is well and he is running about.
As Yaya Lukman is escorted out, the team claps him out. We wish him well. Yaya Lukman was actually their most enterprising player in the first phases for Ghana. He carried the ball almost 3 or 4 times, and unfortunately I hope he gets better. So Ghana has to restart now with the scores at 15-0 for the Rugby Cranes. Kofi Appiah is about to kick off.
The setup of the Cranes is interesting. Normally the forwards are on one side, but if you look at that team across the line, you can't tell. I think being able to predict where the ball will go, they have spread themselves out.
Indeed, Ghana has split their forwards and they're taking it to the center. They're trying to see how they can defuse the Ugandan attack. Well fielded there by Brian Odong. As Uganda resets at the 22, see if they have an outlet pass or they'll run through. They're setting up Pius Ogina, big hit. Good run there, good carry, still being held up. Good play by the Ghanaians. This might be a turnover if they're able to keep him up. Ghana continuing to defend that maul very well. If this does not come out, this ball will be a turnover for the Ghanaians. Excellent play by Ghana.
Indeed, and naive there. The Ghanaian team showing their resolve. Unfortunately,
indeed. Yeah, still on. Lukman, again, apologies. To the names of our Ghanaians. Happy there? But Lukman is still around. We will inform you who has taken Scrum. Scrums have not been good to them.
Sit. Steady. Hold on. Steady. And now.
Brian Odong putting the 30 on the front row of the Ghanaians. Getting Uganda an error by fantastic strategy by the rugby show.
Absolutely, and if you're the hooker,
where is number one?
Mohammed, you're wondering.
Okay. I hope number 3. Just make sure, guys, when you're pushing, you're not going up. Go forward.
The weather is good, so there's no rain, and therefore the ball is easy to handle.
Say your numbers. Four.
Let's see how they do from this very good attacking platform, just inside the Ghanaian half. Aziku releases the ball to Epilu. There we go with Byron Oketayot. Good solid hit. Ball is recycled. Unfortunately a knock-on by Epilu, but that was an infringement by the Ghanaians. The ref didn't see. Ghana has a chance to counter. Good outlet. They're going out. There's a man out wide. Excellent outlet pass. The fullback goes through. He's heading towards the line. Is he fast enough to get there? Unfortunately the ball beats all of them to the line. That was excellent counter-attacking by the Ghanaians after a turnover by a knock-on from Paul Epilu. Fullback Leslie Ansah, the South African-based College Rovers player, testing his wits with Adrian Casito, and the ball won that race. Uganda has a chance to clear their lines with a 22 dropout.
Indeed, and Lukman showing his threat there, so Uganda will have to be careful. They are not afraid to express themselves and show their skills, so they are quite a confident side, Ghana.
Indeed, Justin Chimono there seeking medical attention from the Ugandan medics as Uganda kicks off. So they're playing with 14 men, and Ghana is able to try and come back into the play. Apia gets it up. The ball is in the 22. Good fielding by Adrian Casito. Adrian Casito has a lot of big shoes to fill with Philip Wokorach not being available for this, and Ivan Magomu with a wonderful touch finder, making sure that it bounced in play, putting play right back where they started about 2 minutes ago. But this time the put in for the line out goes to Ghana. Uganda have managed to douse the flames of the Eagles attack, and they are now back just inside the Ghanaian half.
Indeed, and that's what you want from your fly half, releasing pressure, exiting the 22 smartly. And as you spoke about Adrian Casito, how pleased must he be filling in the shoes of Philip Wokorach? He hasn't put a foot wrong.
Indeed, he's a perennial sevens campaigner and was able to fill in the shoes of Ugandan legend Philip Wokorach, and this shows the depth that Uganda is building in the different positions. But Ghana has an excellent offload. Good tackle there by Baron Oketoyot. Outlet from Kofi Apia. The hooker Rabbi Mohammed showing some dancing feet. Ghana recycles well. Poor pass by Apia, knocking it on into the Ugandan hands. Chance for Uganda to counter-attack, and they kick it right through. There's nobody at home. How fast is Daudi Semwami? Who's going to win the race? Unfortunately, an offside call by the referee, and Uganda misses that chance from a basic error.
Indeed, and referee was playing advantage for a knock-on, but I suppose the advantage was over. And he calls Casito for being ahead of the kicker. So it will be a penalty back where the play started.
Okay.
That was going to be interesting if the bounce of the ball and the referee had not.
Indeed, pressure reliever for Ghana there. Uganda infringing in an opportunity to counter-attack. And Ghana has a chance now to start an attack deep in the Ugandan half as Appiah clears relatively good touch finder 5 meters into the Ugandan 22.
A good period of pressure from Ghana, Adrian.
Indeed, they handle the ball well, they recycle well, they are not breaking the Ugandan line much, except for the run by the fullback Leslie Ansah. And so far they're doing pretty well. That's a good line out reception, and now let's see how their rolling maul sets up. Released by Appiah. Appiah back to Josiah. Josiah knocks it in. Jan has a first attacking chance. They're going out again to Leslie Ansah. Getting close to the line there. Uganda has turned that ball over. Excellent play by the referee. Says there's a knock-on, first by Ghana, then by Uganda. And mistakes have let Ghana down as they were knocking on the door of the Ugandan try line. Uganda has a chance to get out of jail from a scrum down from the knock-on.
And indeed, just to, as we go into that scrum, the player that went off was tight head prop Andre Hammond. So the pressure from that scrum, indeed seeing Ghana bringing on their reserve prop, and my fear of uncontested scrums remains looming.
Let's wait and see. This one has the second scrum where that prop has been in play. And I remember Brian Odong bossed the replacement. Uganda needs to manage their power, I think, if they want to keep using this platform. Again, solid win by Uganda. Easy as you like, walking the Ghanaians all the way to the 22. Big pick by Desire. They need to secure this ruck. They're still in the danger zone. Releasing pass. Ivan Magomo gets his boys clear. Penalty advantage to Uganda for the offside by the Ghanaians. But again, the scrum working very well for the Rugby Cranes.
Indeed, without a platform of the scrum, most teams will battle to win. I don't know which team you have to be to win a game like this. So Ghana will be under massive pressure to see how they can use their backs, who seem quite confident that they can match the Ugandans, and so they are giving the ball air and are running with quite a bit of confidence.
Ivan Magomo doesn't make touch. However, the Ugandan defense dogs to see whether or not they can put pressure on the Ghanaians. Those backs for the Ghanaians did come to Uganda a couple of years ago for the Africa Sevens, and they are capable. However, again, an unforced error, an unfortunate knock-on. I believe the pressure is starting to mount and to pay dividend on the Ghanaians. They're playing at altitude. Simple errors like these are not going to help their cause. And remember what we said, every time a scrum down comes, I can almost predict we're likely to see a score from Uganda.
Indeed, if not 3, then 7. And Kosivi Richard there, the scrum half throwing a spinning pass to a forward normally does not end well.
As a forward, I don't like that analogy, David. I myself can defend our kin. However, unfortunately, the
Forwards Union.
Yes, I'm part of the Forwards Union. And no, but unfortunately, the Ghanaian did knock on. Uganda has an absolutely fantastic attacking platform at this point. Epulu to put that ball into the scrum. The Ghanaians might have listened to you, and they might start trying to wilt that scrum to avoid it being an easy platform for Uganda to go forward.
Yeah, it is going to be a long day, as I said, at the office. For those props, they do need some overtime, and if the allowances allow, I think they should fund that front row union.
Santos Senteza, who plays for Heathens, is one of the props. Brian Odong is the other for Uganda. Faraji Odugo, Kampala Old Boys champion, about to receive the ball for Uganda. Desire showed his pace, he does it again. Solomon Okia receives the ball after Adrian Casito gets through. Cobbs Big hit, big hit. Uganda are about to score. Fire Sogina, solid hit by the Ghanaian winger Abdul Jalif Yusuf, but Uganda still has the ball. And the ref says an infringement from the Ghanaians, offside. Brings the play back, but Fire Sogina received a very big how's your mother hit.
Indeed, and number 14 showing smart play, coming in early and making a spot tackle, man and ball, killing the diffusing the Ugandan attack.
Indeed, a line out there, the 5-yard line for Uganda. Desire showing intent. The last time I saw Ugandan number 8 play that freely was the Marvin Odong a few years back when he was quite elusive. Both of them play for the Pirates Rugby Club, and looks like they're bringing back some of that good champagne back row play.
Yeah, though I wonder if that was a good decision because the Ugandan pack was still moving forward. If he had kept it in a bit longer, he would have pulled in a few more defenders.
Uganda bossing the rolling maul, and a try is scored again, and I believe it is Odugo who had the ball at the back. Let's see who comes up with it. Brian Odong looks like he's the one who scored. The former captain of the Rugby Cranes, longest serving captain, puts down another try for the Rugby Cranes. Excellent line out, fantastic rolling maul, and Uganda is putting on a show.
Indeed, and it's good to see Brian Odong. He looks confident, he looks strong, he looks excited to be back.
Indeed, that leadership is invaluable. He's a 32-year-old young man. He's been in the trenches. This might age him, but he actually played rugby with the likes of myself.
As a youngster.
As a youngster. And that really puts him on the map as an experienced player when it comes to that. But Uganda really doing what they need to do in this game. They are at home, and they are making sure that every opportunity they get when they enter the Ghanaian half, they have scored. This is the third try of the game. Adrian Casito is trying to convert it. But this is the type of attacking play that shows the fluidity they need to secure the advantage they have at home.
Indeed, and imagine there are no fans. So can you imagine a 22-0 score with this pitch full of fans?
Absolutely, excellent point, David. Adrian Casito does convert that. He's on song. That's his third straight kick. And in the Kyadondo rugby grounds, when the fans are here, this place is electrifying, and with Uganda playing as they are playing, I'm sure this place will be buzzing. But hopefully at home you are buzzing on behalf of the Cranes. We look forward to having you here when times allow us, but so far you can enjoy watching the Rugby Cranes on the Uganda Rugby Union YouTube page, and they are now up 22 points to 0, and if this keeps going, Ghana might want to catch the next flight back to Accra.
They do have Algeria on Wednesday, so they will need some, their medics will be working full time to get them ready for Wednesday.
Poor fielding by Uganda. They're knocking the ball on by Solomon Okia. First error in fielding, giving Ghana a chance to set their platform and kick off an attack.
Yeah, Kelvin Balagade, they are getting high fives from the team. So the team is, from the chemistry you've seen, it has come well together. Brian Makalama in his first coaching stint must be happy.
Indeed, Brian Makalama took over from the previous coach, the legend, the man, the myth, the legend, Robert Seguya, who is battling with leukemia. He successfully went through his first chemo session, and we are praying that he recovers. But Makalama, Brian, his teammate from the world famous African champions in 2007, has taken over. His philosophy before the game was he's going to allow the players to express themselves. And clearly in the way they are playing, they're starting to show what they can do. This is a young team, new leadership, and they're showing some good results from this first outing as a team. But a penalty advantage for for Ghana, actually breaking the scrum, and Ghana has an attacking chance at the 22 of the Ugandans. Good release there by scrum half Kosivi. Ghana trying to make the line, but Uganda's defense is holding pressure. Apia releases again. Fullback Leslie Answer trying to make a break. Is he going to go all the way? Excellent tackle by Adrian Casito. Ghana still able to go there over the line at the corner. Are they able to go over? The ball is still recycled. Ghana are knocking at the door. This is their chance. Good defense by Uganda, holding the man up, and Unfortunately, they were not able to take advantage of that fantastic attack by Lesliana. He reached the corner flag. Brilliant defense by the fullback Adrian Casito. Secondary defense by Brian Odong and Faraji Odugo holding the man up. We have a penalty for an offside infringement for Uganda. So Ghana may have a chance to put some points on the board, or let's see what they decide with Appiah as he runs through. I think they've decided there's no chance for the penalties helping them, and they're almost over. Finally, Ghana has breached the defensive line of Uganda and scored their first try.
Yeah, Miles caught the number 8, catching the Ugandan sleeping. That was a seemingly easy try, and the Uganda team will be disappointed by how easy they give away points.
Well played, Ghana. First points on the board. Good play by Scott Miles from the Richmond RFC in the United Kingdom. He's a big lad, and he was able to saunter in the corner after Uganda did not pay attention to that quick tap penalty.
Indeed, and the penalty was conceded by the backs, inching up too early, the 5 meters from the scrum, and a really unforced error that has led to points.
Indeed, Uganda needs to address that as the captain, Josiah Tuwum Bofo, attempts the conversion. Unfortunately, he was not successful, and the scores remain 22 points to Uganda and 5 points to Ghana. Well played, Ghana, in that sequence. The first phase of that play almost got them to score a try, but then the quick thinking of Kofi Appiah and then the good feet of Scott Miles were able to secure them their first points in senior rugby in Africa and their first points at this encounter against the Uganda Rugby Cranes.
And it looks like Justin Kimono has gone off and Claude Otema has come on.
Indeed, Claude Otema is making his debut for Uganda. He's a rookie, and an excellent interplay by the Ghanaians. They're looking like they're buoyed by that try. King Appiah skinning the Ugandan centers. Settling down with a good platform. Ghana coming through again. Excellent play there. Now breaking the Ugandan line. Byron Oketeyo tries to strip the ball, but he is unable to do it. Ghana still has the ball. Kosivi releases the ball to Appiah. Appiah down to the captain, Josiah. Good tackle there by Pius Ogina, but Ghana still holding possession. Ghana playing quite well, sending the ball left to right. Out again for Miles. Scott breaking the gain line. Uganda defense scrambling back. They're being stretched left to right. Ghana showing their intent. Excellent play by the Ghanaians. Big tackle coming in there by Eliphas Emong. Ghana still has the ball. Appiah releases his man. Big hit there by Byron Oketeyo. The cyborg puts his man down. Ghana about to release again. Good tackle. Great hands by Paul Epulu. Unfortunately, he knocks the ball on. He intercepted that ball, but he was unable to keep going. Ghana quick taps again. They release their captain. They're putting pressure on Uganda. Still going forward. Getting close to the line, and the referee blows for another infringement by Uganda. Uganda is starting to make a lot of mistakes. They need to settle down, and as Ghana makes the ascendancy.
Indeed, and the referee penalizing Uganda. That is fourth time in a row that Uganda has considered a penalty. The call before was a strange one. Indeed. As the player came from behind, and the referee said because it was a knock-on, and the player was ahead, but the player did come behind Paul Epilo.
Indeed, as Ghana now has a quick tap, they're not interested in kicking for any points or for the lineouts. They're just going straight to running. This looks like their bread and butter. They've good phase play. Kosivi releasing Yaya. Yaya, big runner coming through. Uganda's defense still holding down. Big hits are coming in. Big hits. Appiah bringing the man in, and it's a good inside pass, and Uganda's defense still holding the man up, but Ghana is knocking on the door again. This is a chance for them to put another score on the Uganda Cranes. The ball is available for Kosivi. Play is going towards the Ginger Road end, and a big Appiah again back in. Same thing, captain scores a try. Second try for the Ghanaians. Josiah Tuwum Bofo. Ghana has woken up.
Indeed, showing that they didn't come here just to add to the numbers. They are here indeed, they do deserve to be here. Bring the score to 10 points for Ghana with a conversion to come.
Indeed, Ghana has shown their intent. They have played a phase of rugby here, closing in on the end of the first half, where they have put a number of phases together. The Ugandan defense has creaked, loads of penalties conceded, and 2 tries have been let in, with Ghana trying to see if they can add the extras to this wonderful phase of play for the Ghanaians.
You did mention the altitude factor, that Ghana might start slow, but they will acclimatize and end either half quite strongly as they acclimatize. Do you think that's what's happening?
Absolutely. I believe in the beginning they didn't have an appreciation of how the climate would impact them. Uganda was very used to the conditions, and as Ghana started getting themselves into the game, they've played themselves back into the game. They're now 10 points into it, with a chance to put another couple in if the ball plays well for King Apia. But yes, the altitude is an area where they look like they have acclimatized, and they are now 12 points into the game, 10 points behind the Ugandans. Excellent sequence of play by the Ghanaian Eagles.
Yeah, and Uganda seem to have switched off there a bit in that passage of play. Ghana scoring twice in a row, failing to deal with the restart, conceding penalties. The defense does seem to be a bit passive, not stepping up to the man, and Ghana taking full advantage. The number 10 seems to be having too much time and space to think and express himself.
Indeed, that midfield combination where Justin Kimono got off just before this sequence was where the hole came through, and Ivan Magomo, as the leader, needs to gather his troops and calm his charges down as Akatayot receives the ball. Excellent play, and that is Daudi Semwami racing down the wing. Uganda is immediately answering the questions. Ghana falling over, and turnover looks like it's been effected by the Ghanaians. But a good sequence of play after a good kickoff by Uganda. Ghana has a chance to run themselves out. They need to press the defense. They're still running from their dangerous play by the Ghanaians, but they were able to successfully go through. Uganda rolls over the ball. Turnover, good pair. Sogina has the ball now after a great turnover by Brian Odong. Paul Epilu releases Ivan Magomu. Ivan Magomu releasing Adrian Casito. Adrian Casito is in the ruck there. Santos centers are bossing his play. Another set ruck, and Uganda is again knocking on the door. Good pick and drive by the Uganda rugby forwards. Byron Ketayot unfortunately doesn't make the try, but the referee has called play back because of a penalty infringement by the Ghanaians falling over the ball. Good response by the Cranes. Great kickoff return by Uganda, and Daudi Semwami racing down the left-hand side of the park. Good sequence. Ghana made an error, I think, by trying to run out once they had effected the turnover, and Uganda was able to turn that over, and helter-skelter stuff, David.
Indeed, and a good decision here by the captain, calling for a scrum, recognizing the weapon that is the scrum on the 5-meter line. How much are you putting on this being a try?
If they're controlled and just walk them to the end of the try line, they can actually score directly from this without running the ball. So depending on how well structured the Ugandans can keep that scrum, it's potentially they can walk this all the way to the Ghanaian try line.
And I suspect it was the front row union that made that call for the captain.
As they run over the Ghanaians, Desire picks up, and wisely, still an advantage to Uganda. Ball is available at the base of that ruck. Uganda knocking on the door. The forwards decided to take it over, but that's a knock-on infringement by Uganda, so the penalty advantage is called upon by the referee. Decision time again by the Rugby Cranes. In this phase,
number 6, just now. This is just a general warning. Talk to them quickly for half, because his time is off. Time is off, hold on.
The referee has made a stern warning to the Ghanaians for the
taller guys too. No, I understand, but let them try make an effort to go low. Then I'll determine that, okay. That's all.
If they continue infringing, there may be some...
That's why you had an advantage on the scrum.
Yes, and I think the Ugandans will be looking to say how can they get if I was the captain, at least talking to the referee about.
Okay, let's go, captain, quick. Okay. Turn back on.
Towards the line.
Again, improve themselves on this Ghanaian pack. Ghanaians have been warned about those infringements on the breakdown, so Paul is ready to find. Desire Era might need to just have a little bit more patience and allow the Scrum to execute that. Scrum. Much better Scrum by the Ghanaians. Desire picks the ball up over the try line. Is not yet. Ball still available. Paul Lepilo releases. Ivan Magomo quick across down to the ball, beats everybody to the try line, and it looks like the double blow against the Ghanaians is going to be a card for another infringement by the flanker Gideon Kluji. Repeated infringements caused them to have that yellow card. 10 minutes in the sin bin for Gideon Kluji. Uganda has been bossing them in the scrums. They've lost a flanker. This is ominous for the Ghanaians.
And they are collapsing the scrum. And that's why I'm saying if the captain can just say, ref, when are you going to give us a penalty try? I think you force the issue. Otherwise, the ref will take his time.
They are on a warning. The yellow card has come out, and the next infringement you have on that kind of play is likely to be a more dangerous one for the Ghanaians, which would be that penalty try. But again, as I said, if Desire could be a bit more patient at the base of that scrum, he could be able to actually milk that try.
Indeed, and that's the maturity that you get with time, having been a number 8 yourself.
Yes, indeed. And there goes over for the try. Uganda responds. Fantastic play by the forwards. The forwards have been showing their mettle, and they were able to ensure that Uganda responds to that period of play by the Ghanaians. Uganda back with a try by Desire Ayera, and excellent play by the forwards, David.
Isn't he happy? And as you said, he did show patience. He kept the ball in, moved it with his feet, and just when he saw the line, he picked up and went over, even though the referee was indicating advantage.
Indeed. Again, David, we mentioned this is a relatively new team for Uganda. They're learning each other. One of their leaders, Justin Chimono, was unfortunately injury replaced a few minutes ago. So you're looking at these young lads getting themselves into situations where they're learning on the job.
Absolutely.
And this is a good thing for their experience, a chance for them to start adjusting to situations. They were under pressure, they were under the cuff by the Ghanaians, but they were able to respond, and this is a positive sign for their development.
Yes, and as we come to halftime, I think the coach will be happy with how they've responded, and they will take those errors and bank them and say, you know what, how do we get better?
And Casito converts that. Uganda now 29 points to the good, with Ghana having been able to score 12.
And it seems like it is halftime, so the referee has called the game. That was the final play of the half. Your take on the half, Adrian?
Fantastic interplay by the Ugandans. They showed their intent. They're at home. They started really well. They bossed the game. Ghana did an excellent job at reacting to what was in front of them. They came back with 2 really well-structured tries. Speed out wide. Looks like they have a lot of good speed out wide. And they have excellent continuity when it comes to their ruck play, and they have able to string together some good phases. Uganda fell asleep in the last part of that first half, and that allowed the Ghanaians to come through and actually score those 2 tries. Infringements, discipline was a problem for the Cranes at that point. Loads of penalties they were conceding, and that indeed ended up having the Ghanaians score. But discipline as well has really cost the Ghanaians. That yellow card has been issued just at the end of the first half. A try has been scored. They're literally going to have the beginning of the second half with 1 man down. Yeah. This is ominous signs for Ghana, but an excellent show of rugby. Fantastic play by both sides, and we're really appreciative for the fact that we have rugby back in Uganda after such a long time.
Yes, considering all that's going on, and I think we will be back with a proper halftime analysis as the teams take a break. Adrian, halftime at Kyadondo Rugby Club. How exciting is it to be able to stand on grass again on a sunny day?
I'm amazed at the opportunity we've gotten to be here in the full lockdown state that we're in Uganda. This is fantastic that we have rugby here. As you can see, there are no fans here. Everybody here has had to go through the SOPs to ensure that we keep safe in this bubble. And it's fantastic to see the boys playing on the rugby field again. And I'm hoping you guys at home are loving the fact that you can watch rugby one more time.
Indeed, and 29-12 for Uganda so far. Ghana showing some enterprise, even though they started really, really slow. Indeed. Your take on the half?
Yeah, Ghana had a very tough start. Uganda was doing excellent work in bossing the play. The challenges that the Ghanaians were having, and indeed we can see how well Uganda played in the beginning, getting them up to 22 points to love, and then the Ghanaians did come back. They came back and they demonstrated that they could show some good enterprising play, sending the ball wide with a lot of errors by the Ugandans, but the Ugandans were able to make a response and end the half on a high.
Yeah.
I believe, given the fact that the Ghanaians have lost a man to a yellow card, the second half is going to start quite positively for Uganda.
Indeed, and the scrums were an area of concern. We didn't know much about Ghana. How pleased are you with the scrum as a former scrum man yourself?
I think as number 8, this is heaven for somebody. As you can see, Desire Era was having a blast at the base of the scrum. Uganda bossed the play. That tight 5 was very solid. The Ghanaians were unable to contain them and presented a ball that was available for Uganda. They milked penalties from the Ghanaians, turned the ball over whenever the Ghanaians had a chance to restart the game, and they scored, I think, 3 tries off of turnover ball from the scrum. One of the best tries of the first half was that Solomon Okia jinky run after Uganda had turned over the ball and Desire released him on the wing, demonstrating that that scrum platform is quite important when it comes to the continuity of the game.
At halftime, what do you think Brian tells his boys? 29-12 up, but there's still 40 minutes to go. How do you close this one out?
I'd say calm down. They need to get a little bit more patient about how they play the game. Secondly, I'll tell them to focus on their defense. Their defense was challenged a lot by the Ghanaians, and towards the end, the defense cracked. So I'd say you need to get your defensive line communication between the players to make sure that they're able to secure their try box, because clearly they can score.
Yes.
All they have to do is stop conceding, because when they move deeper into this tournament, the other teams are not going to give them a lot of chances as the Ghanaians are doing now. So if they can work on their defensive structure and then continue piling on the points, then I think they'll be able to have a good outing today.
The number 10, the Ghana number 10 seem to have so much time. How do you get the defense and just close that space? How do you see that happening?
I think it's the communication between the centers and the back row in the defensive line. If they could press a lot faster together and making sure that they don't allow him enough space to start operating, then once he has a shorter time for decisions, then they're able to then effect some sort of pressure on the defense. And as they say, when you put pressure, pressure bursts pipes. And so once they squeeze pressure like they're putting pressure on the scrum, but in the defensive line, then you'll see the Ghanaians will have less time to have fluidity in their movement.
And that's the captain Magomu's channel. How disappointing will it be 10 is outplaying him, at least from those two plays?
Well, he has a chance for the next 40 minutes to try and redeem himself. He himself is a very mercurial player. You have to appreciate that now he's got another responsibility, which is managing the flow of the game and the interaction with the team. So he's having a chance to build his profile again as a leader for the team, and now we'll see how he deals with that kind of adversity. It's a challenge for him, and I think he's up for that challenge.
Your standout players, maybe
starting with Ghana for you.
I'd say from the fullback, Leslie was excellent. The 2 runs he made all the way to the try line were pretty cool. Epia has been helping them move the ball around. That was pretty cool. But the standout man so far has been Adrian Kawowo at fullback, filling in big shoes of Philip Wakarach, and looking like if he can continue that way, Uganda will have a good solid performance as we go into the second half. Thank you very much, Adrian. And back to you, the fans. We're looking forward to an exciting second half. Uganda will be playing now from the Kampala side towards Ginger. Which side concedes more points? The Ginger side. The Ginger side. Thank you very much.
Dreams. They are the sparks that are meant to light the embers of success and ambition. But many of us just dream of what could be, will be, might be, or should be. But it's time we made the transition from possibility to reality and choose to be. Be the dreamer that became the achiever, the one that turned the hater into the believer and chose to be the best that they could be. So to the farmer, the trader, the corporate, the vendor, the hustler or big spender, there's nothing that you can't be. So let's find new ways to make your dreams possible, because
Uganda wants to kick off with the same tempo that they finished the half with. Ivan Mogomu clears the lines, puts the ball in the air, making the Ghanaian fullback feel pretty well. He comes right through. Excellent tackle there coming in by the Ugandans. Advantage to Ghana. Ghana's being able to recover that ball. They're still playing advantage for Ghana. Kosivi is there releasing the ball. Big run through the gap in the middle. Again, up here, running right through that channel at number 10. Uganda being taken left to right by Jerry Dankwa, the winger. Kosivi releasing up here. Ghana stretching the play out wide. Excellent run by the Ghanaians. They're about to breach the Ugandan line. Big tackle by Uganda. Unfortunately, knocks the ball on at the death as he's about to score. What a wonderful sequence of play by the Ghanaians. They're starting with intent. David, what a start to the second half.
Indeed, and it will be the Ugandans will be slightly disappointed that number 12 there, the captain Selom Kwame Gevor, was able to break 3 tackles at least and get rid of at least 4 defenders.
Indeed, Uganda's defense, I think, is still at the halftime in the locker room. They didn't come out running. Ghana was really ready to play tough. Excellent sequence of play by the Ghanaians. Good start by Ghana.
Yes, and we do have a Ugandan player down, and that looks like
Brian Odong.
Brian Odong, the prop, and hence the game can't continue without him. And he seems to be clutching at that knee.
Let's hope it's not serious. Brian has just come from a pretty long injury layoff. His influence on the team is very evident, and it looked like his foot was trampled on. That's a shin issue. Let's see if we can shake that off. Uganda dodging a bullet after the Ghanaians made one of the best scything runs at the start of the second half. Scrum by Uganda, a chance for them to relieve the pressure.
Indeed, and if they can milk a penalty here, then they can just get a chance to kick and gather through the line out and start an attacking platform. Ivan Magomo kicking the ball away in open play, and that resulting in a counter-attack from Ghana.
That was an aimless kick by Ivan. Unfortunately for him, he needs to have a little bit more control in order for putting his team in good positions to attack. Again, the Scrum doing what they do best, bossing the play, and they're trying to milk a penalty to relieve the pressure. They're still squeezing the Ghanaians. The Ghanaians have broken apart, and that penalty advantage indeed is won by the Rugby Cranes.
Indeed, maturity there from the Scrum half and the number 8, recognizing the opportunity to exit their half without pressure. The Ghanaian Scrum must be wondering, how do we change this?
It's difficult to change when you're 7 men against a more superior Scrum, but a really good clearance kick by Paul Epilu, allowing the Ugandans to start slightly inside their half and maybe rethink how they approach these Ghanaians. The Ghanaians are not a walkover, David. They are able to put a lot of phases together, and if the Ugandans are not careful, they might find themselves in a little bit of trouble if they don't take them seriously. But a good chance for Dugo and the Ugandan forwards to set off a new platform.
Yes, they are a confident side. They have come from far. They have come from far in qualifying, beating Botswana, and there appear Adu interfering with the player and jumping across is the penalty that the referee calls.
Indeed, Uganda was lucky there. They had secured the line, and infringement by the Ghanaians is what has been called. Paul Epilu has taken over the clearance duties. It looks like this is a leadership by committee situation by Uganda. Adrian Casito taking over the kicking, and now Paul Epilu taking over the touch clearance finders, putting Uganda 10 meters into the Ghanaian half. Good reception by Uganda. Epilu releases Magomo. Magomo sets in the midfield. Uganda sets up a play. One more again. Epilu caught by a really good counterattack by the Ghanaians. There's a chance for them to go through as the ref calls the play back for the knock-on by Uganda. And a scrum in by the Ghanaians. I'm not so sure if the Ghanaians wanted that scrum advantage because they now have a scrum to deal with by the Ugandans.
On their own 10-meter line, and I think they have learned how to exit the ball quickly, so Uganda does need to put on the pressure early and make sure the hooker can't strike. Indeed,
there are 7 players in that Ghanaian pack, and it's a chance to for the Ghanaians to try and see if they can set up a play if they're able to get the ball in them, or Uganda could disrupt this scrum by Ghana.
Indeed, the ball coming out quickly. Number 8.
Miles Scott with a good charging run. A chance for Uganda to infect the turnover. Penalty advantage for the Ghanaians for not releasing by the Ugandan defense. So Ghana has a free play here. and let's see what they do with it. Remember, they showed good continuity in the last half, and they're doing the same up here, bossing the play, trying to tip the ball over. Dancing feet by the Ghanaian winger, Abdul Jalilu Yusuf. Uganda looks like they're holding the man up, but the penalty advantage was not claimed, and the ref is bringing them back for that infringement at the breakdown. Ghana has a chance now to relieve the pressure and get themselves out of their half for the second time in this half. Man not releasing the ball was the call by the referee. Good touch finder there by Apia. Apia has been really instrumental for the Ghanaians. Uganda would do well to disrupt this line out. It looks like they're having a challenge whenever the Ghanaians have their ball in hand.
Yeah, and the Ghanaians seem to be so confident of being better than Uganda at moving the ball around. They have no fear at all, is the sense you get when the ball is in their hands.
And the substitution, Vice Captain Paul Epilu, having had a really good outing today, gives way to the more experienced Aaron Ofori-Worth, part of that sevens contingent for Uganda, as Ghana calls in all the troops into that line-out, and Uganda does disrupt the line-out, but Ghana manages to win. Kosivi sending it to Apia. Apia releasing the midfield with their winger, Jerry Dankua, setting up the play in the middle of the park. Another penalty infringement. Sequence is repeating itself by Uganda. Ghana has a quick tap. They tap, they're releasing the man. Big run by the lock forward, Philip Apia Adu.
One of the foreign contingent again.
Indeed, Kosivi running through with the hooker trying to hot step. Rabai Mohammed, unfortunately for him, he met with Byron Oketayot and Kevin Balagade, and they were not having any of that from the small hooker, and he knocked the ball on and was unable to relieve it, and a penalty was conceded by the Ghanaians.
Indeed, and referee calling the Ghanaians for coming in on the side, and Aaron Ofori-Worth's first play, fortunately.
What an absolutely horrible kick by Aaron Ofori-Worth. However, the Ghanaian center turn winger, the captain Selom Gavour, knocked that ball on, and in the sequence received a little bit of extras when he tried to defend the onward kick. A knock on by the Ghanaians. A fortunate outcome for Uganda, and hopefully for the sake of Ghana, their leader remains on the pitch, because he's the one who had that amazing run at the beginning of the second half.
Yes, he did have a storming run, and he does have confident hands. Big man as well, very hard to put away. But that was a strange series of events.
That's not a way to start your campaign. Once you've come in as a substitute, you're expected to provide an impact the other way. By Ofori-Worth, he's quite a fascinating player. He's known to have a little bit of a hot head. He's a card machine. However, on the flip side, he's an absolutely electrifying individual with the ball in hand. Yes. So hopefully he's able to utilize his capabilities with the ball in hand and give some impetus to this Uganda Cranes, who have started relatively flat in the second half.
Yeah, like all Mercurial players, he's quite divisive. You either love him or hate him. When he has the ball and he's having his day, he is a delight. And when he does have his hair-raising moments, they are really hair-raising.
Indeed. Uganda Scrum again, going set to do battle. Ofori-Worth's first put in. Clean security. Diazire has the ball at the back. Magomo calling for the ball. Good handling there by the young rookie. Should have kept the ball in hand and releases the loose ball. And the ball is knocked on by the young man, Claude Otema, unable to secure that ball. Rookie mistake. Again, patience is probably required at this point. Got a bit excited, had a good break, but unfortunately affected the knock-on, and the ball is turned over by the Ghanaians.
Indeed, and you saw Brian Odong there saying to him, patience, patience, young man. Set the next phase, leave the, forget the unnecessary offloading, and let's see what happens.
On them, guys.
As you can see, the leadership of Brian Odom.
On them.
The one engaging the referee to
On them, guys.
good order. Uganda's defense is set. Adrian Kasito is at the back manning the charges. Everybody is going to go forward, and I believe that again, Ghana needs to make sure that they get this ball out quickly in order for that scrum advantage not to be affected by Uganda.
Yes, and they're coming under pressure, and again going backwards. Miles Scott.
Yes, he's doing excellent work for Ghana. Unfortunately, he's lost the ball, but it wasn't forward. Ghana still has the ball in play. Excellent move. Eliphas Emong receiving the brunt of that hit. Apia sending the ball wide to his captain. Good tackle by Claude Otema. Uganda able to make that turnover. Good, exciting counterattack. Uganda has the ball. Odugo able to retrieve it. Uganda has a chance to go forward. Eliphas Emong, double E, going in for the big hit. Afore Worth. Magomu sends it wide. Daudi Semwami goes, takes in the contact. Afore Worth with the ball again. Aziku not able to hold on to the ball. Balagade running through the time. 10 yards in. Great run by Balagade. Good recovery from Uganda. Afore Worth. Pius Agina running through the Ghanaian midfield. Ball available for Uganda. Afore Worth sends it wide. Good pickup. Adrian Casino. Good pass. Uganda running through. Once again, they're knocking on the door. Uganda's knocking on the door. And there you go. Another good movement. Still short of the line. Unfortunately, it looks like they've gone outside, but excellent phase play. Ghana not waiting for the liner to come out and clearing their lines, moving the play to set off around the 22-yard line, David. What an exciting sequence of play there by the Rugby Cranes after that turnover.
Indeed, if the fans were here, they'll be screaming, but as a coach, you'll be tearing your hair out.
Absolutely.
A requirement for patience and just setting the play, because the Ghanaians enjoy the unstructured play. And those breaks, if the rocks can just be slowed down a bit and breathe so that you can take advantage of those, I think letting them out of jail might come back to hurt the Uganda team.
I agree with you. What is good about that sequence, in my view, is that this team was starting to pick up on their structure. You could see those were structured plays. They're moving through the sequences that the coaches, so Brian Makalama would be really pleased with what he's seeing there. The team is moving through the phases. A little bit more patience is being exhibited. And we see the leadership of Brian Odong taking a seat, and Sauli Chivumbi has come in to replace him. Uganda has a very good attacking platform at the 22.
Indeed. And up goes Aziku, towering like a colossus, and the mall is moving.
They move forward, they're rumbling and dumbling. Odugo breaks through. He's held up by the Ghanaians. Uganda still has the ball a few meters before the try line. One more time, Afore Worth is managing the movement of his players. There we go. Big hit. Knock forward, knock back. The referee says keep going. Uganda still has the ball, and unfortunately, an offside call by the ref relieves pressure for the Ghanaians. Again, quick play. They like this disruptive rugby playing. Good run. Here's the captain. Big tackle by Afore Worth. Out goes the Ghanaian number 23, Francis Doncourt. Adrian Kasito again. The game is helter-skelter. Nobody's waiting for anybody. Good cross kick by Adrian. Unfortunately, the Ghanaians are the ones who picked that up, so that didn't work out for Uganda. Ghana has the ball, and a knock-on will stop the play around halfway. What a sequence of play, David.
Yeah, and Uganda trying to emulate the Ghanaians with the unstructured plays, but I do believe that we should stick to our game plan. We should stick to structure. We should stick to just being patient and seeing this game out.
David, you're forgetting that you're not on the pitch. This is not we. It's Uganda Rugby Cranes who are playing against the Ghana, not you anymore.
I am getting carried away. It is hard to do.
But you're right. This unstructured play suits the Ghanaians, and therefore Uganda needs to find a way of slowing the game down. When they take it at their pace, the Ghanaians are not able to put it together. They have the full complement of players now, and at the moment, if Uganda continues with the structure they had in the first half, then you'll see a lot more structure. Here you go with Pius Agena swinging a dummy. He's gotten a break. Pius Agena is free, running through at the 22, and Mr. Double Black Aaron Oforoiwo with a wonderful score after a scything run by Pius Ogina brings Uganda the first score of the second half.
Indeed, and the patience and strength keeping his legs there. Number 12, Pius Ogina, and then having the presence of mind to look around for his support, and Aaron Oforoiwo will not score an easier try.
Fantastic play by the Ugandans. Fortunate about that break in the midfield, but smart play by Pius Ogina. He's the leading try scorer in the Ugandan Rugby League that has just concluded, but he has now been try scorer turned provider. And Oforoiwo running a perfect line of a halfback in the support, and was rewarded for his enterprise. He'd been bossing the play, sending the Ugandans all over the park, and that puts Uganda to 36 points to the good, when Ghana still on 12. Good output for this first part of the half. It's been helter-skelter. There's a lot of people with hands on hips after that sequence of play. Pius Ogina looks like he has jinked his shin, but good outcome for the Rugby Cranes.
Indeed, and how important is it to score the first points of the second half?
They've scored the first as the first half concluded, the last points in the half, and they extended the score in the second half, which essentially has put Ghana 14 points off the pace, and a long mountain to climb.
Indeed, and the magic of the doctors sees Pius Ogina getting off the ground.
What's in that water? Every time they drink that water, it looks like they get better.
It is the magic water of the Maji Maji.
Up here kicks off, fielded by Aaron Oforoiwo, about to make a clearance. Very booming kick. If he finds touch, this will be one of the most outstanding kicks you'll see. Hasn't found touch. Ghana has a chance to talk. Oh, he did find touch, absolutely. Well played, good clearance kick, good position for the Uganda Rugby Cranes.
Absolutely towering kick.
Aaron Oforoiwo, as you said, is quite a mercurial player. He blows hot, and when he's hot, he's good. When he's not, hopefully that doesn't happen today, he's something else.
A neutral's delight.
Ghana has been getting better at their set pieces. Their line-out has been good to them. They've got some big towering locks and good running locks, and looks like they should be able to secure this. But as I said, I think I just cursed them, and Uganda has a chance to go forward. E among Eliphas going through center posts, 10 meters from the try line. Aaron Oforoiwo with a clearing kick. Faraji Odugo might go in for his, what a fantastic defensive tackle, but the Ghanaians were offside. Odugo almost scored his second try, but he was met with the force of the West African might and knocked the ball on, but Uganda has a penalty advantage from the offside.
Indeed, his eyes lit up, mine lit up as well, and then the lights went out.
Very, very good cover tackle by Ghana. They have avoided an immediate try by the Ugandans, but Uganda has elected to go for a line out. They have a chance now to set a platform for themselves to try and see if they can extend the score in this second half.
The maul has been good.
The maul has been good. Let's see if they can secure this line out. They did steal the Ghanaian line out just previously, so Odugo has a chance to redeem himself after that little knock on. Excellent catch by Robert Aziku. Uganda can set up a platform here. They're moving, they're setting it up. The Ghanaians are trying to snake that away. They have actually managed to disrupt it, and indeed forced the turnover. Great defense by the Ghanaian pack there, swinging that more left and right and disrupting it in order for the Ugandans to knock that ball on.
Indeed, and the pack does need to be a bit tight so that the guys can come in on the side and they can force the penalty call from the referee.
The two locks and the eighth man are really sucking in those air gulps. The altitude might be taking its toll. They've been the marquee players. They're good ball carriers. Miles Scott, Yaya has been excellent for Ghana. Can they now hold their own on this scrum? Because remember, Uganda has got an advantage in this scrum. They may be able to turn this ball over if they work it right. Can Ghana hold it down and clear their lines?
Indeed, the scrum, the defensive scrum, how quickly can they get it out? And they are already under pressure. The reserve scrum half clearing it. And the kick is wayward.
It's an open play, that's a free play, and Ghana was able to then secure that and clear the lines. Desire did not have any idea about where that ball was, and Kofi Appiah is able to clean. Can Adrian Casito and Claude Otema put something together? Here goes Casito, a small dinky kick. He picks that up. He's got a man inside him. He's got Solomon Okia again with his siding runs, and he's able to skin his man. And what a wonderful try in the corner. Solomon Okia with his brace.
One-on-one, he is unplayable. Solomon Okia showing why he's on this team and why the Pirates enjoyed a good season, and he makes it look so easy.
Amazing balance there by Solomon Okia. I thought he had lost his feet, but he was able to maintain his feet. Sized up his fullback, and he has electrifying pace. Was able to take the ball all the way to the corner, and fantastic try in the corner. Second try by Solomon Okia. Fabulous score by Uganda. Excellent build-up play by Adrian Casito with that dinky kick, able to size up his defender, find the open man, and then Okia does the rest.
Yes, and that man Casito, I remember when we first saw him here, and you said that man has ice in his veins.
He has ice in his veins. He's a really excellent player. He's got the ability to read very well. He's actually a halfback, able to play at the halfback position. Very dangerous from the fullback position. He now has a chance to add the extras. He's been really on song with his kick. So let's see how that works out for Casito. The man is on fire. Adrian Casito with the extras.
And he likes it. Indeed. I have not seen him celebrate. He's a man who doesn't show much emotion, but he liked that one.
Indeed, Adrian Casito plays for the Kampala Old Boys, a graduate of St. Mary's College Chisubi, and one of the Uganda Rugby Sevens contingent that has been holding it down for Uganda. Those Rugby Sevens have been the African champions twice in the past 3 years, and they're coming to play because a lot of them are here representing for their full senior side, and Adrian Casito is really coming to the party today.
And the boys who are taking in big breaths have been substituted. Number 6, Jonathan Addison, and number 7, Gideon Kluge, earning their day's work and saying, you know what, you guys take it from here.
Indeed, looks like Uganda, after that little scare at the beginning of the second half, have woken up. They've had 2 unanswered tries. They've put the ball under pressure. Good fielding by King Appiah. He's been really solid for the Ghanaians. He's bossing the play. Good interplay there. Good cut back in. He's got a man outside him. The fullback able to hold on to the ball. He's trying to skin his fullback. Ball back in. Unfortunately for them, big defensive play by Uganda. Ghana still on the ascendancy. Excellent play. Counter-attacking rugby. Looks like that's where Ghana finds their bread and butter. Still bossing the play. Moving forward. They're at the 5-yard line for Uganda. Ghana moving up here, coming in at the scrum half position. He's been really wonderful for the Ghanaians. There goes the Ghanaian bossing Uganda's defense. Uganda has to stand up if they're going to survive this attack. Appiah again, sizing up his options, looking around. Again, as you said, he's got a lot of time with the ball in his hands. But Uganda's defense still holding strong. Appiah releasing the ball from the base. Ghana trying to find those outside channels. Small dinky kick, unfortunately for them. Aaron Afoero able to sweep. The ball is still in play. The chasers are on. Ghana is under pressure. Uganda is coming after them. The winger, Abdul Julilu Yusuf, still with the ball. Uganda's pressure on him. Putting pressure on that rock. Ghana able to consider. Unfortunately, Desire error coming in from the side. But Ghana able to defuse that bomb that was thrown by Aaron Afoero.
Indeed, and Desire apologizing to his teammates, and Ghana will be breathing a sigh of relief.
Indeed, Ghana is trying to come into this try-scoring party, but Uganda is not letting them in.
As a back rower, how annoying is it to see the number 10 roving like he's at his home?
It's quite disappointing for me, because for me, I'd expect that they would have a loose forward who's tracking this young man and able to go and try and put him under pressure. Their defensive line for Uganda needs to press a lot faster. They're allowing and sitting back and waiting to see what the Ghanaians can do. And every time they do that, the Ghanaians tell them they can do something, and they send the ball wide, and then they're finding some space out wide. And Uganda has to be careful about that. Remember what happened in the first half. They started pretty well. They switched off slightly, and the Ghanaians came back, and looks like the sequence may be starting to happen again.
Yes.
A poor line-out execution by the Ghanaians. Uganda is able to steal that ball. Miscommunication by Ghana. Uganda has the ball available. Oforo Worth down to the Chimba one. Kimbo Slice sends the ball to Ivan Magomu. Ball goes wide, and we've got Adrian Casito releasing Daudi Semwami, skinning his man, putting him on his backside. Kick back in. Looks like Solomon Okia is on song for his. Unfortunately, knocks the ball. He was almost about to put down for his hat-trick. But great interplay by Adrian Casito and Daudi Semwami, sitting his man on his backside and then releasing a kick for Solomon Okia, who unfortunately couldn't handle the ball and knocked the ball on at the critical moment, leaving a scrum, defensive scrum down for the Ghanaians and relieving the pressure for them.
Yeah, and number 17 must have heard about the scrum and is saying, I'm not getting up.
Christian Adamson, the 113 kilogram man, one of the most experienced men in the Ghanaian team. He's about 13 caps under his belt, looking like he's not having a good time with his calf. This game has been really unrelenting, left and right, helter-skelter. It does take its toll on the big boys, and Adamson is having to have a request for that magic water.
Indeed, and he is an impact player, and he did have to come on early in the second half as they lost their number 3, Andre Hammond. So maybe the exhaustion taking its toll, considering that as a sub you're hoping to play 40 minutes. If you have to play close to 60, it becomes a problem.
Indeed, and remember, they have to manage the energy. They're playing with a short window. They're turning around and playing on Wednesday. They've got about 4 days between their next game and now, and looking at the score, looking at the management of the team, they might want to consider, like, given the fact that this game is starting to get away from them, would they consider trying to rest their key players? As you said, a lot of the big ball runners are now not on the field anymore, and it might be a strategic decision by the Ghanaians to try and see if they can hold as well as they can to try and win one of the games, the one in the midweek against the Algerians.
Indeed, and they might fancy themselves against Algeria, though we don't know much about Algeria, but we have seen them put away teams like Morocco and Tunisia with ease.
Again, the Ugandan scrum bosses the play. They're rolling them over, but Ghana was able to release that and knock the ball on. And now we've got a scrum advantage for Uganda on the 5-yard line. This might be a chance for Uganda to again utilize that scrum platform.
Indeed, and the change of props has not changed the result. That must be quite encouraging, both for the props and the coach.
I think primarily for the coach. If you know Brian Makalama, you know he is what we call the sensei. He's a mind and body expert in terms of the dark arts of the front row play.
Yeah.
And he must be extremely happy with what he's put together today. They have come to the party. The Ugandan pack has really been the star of the show in terms of setting up a platform for Uganda, and he will be pleased. It's a good first outing for this relatively new team.
Indeed, and speaking of a new team, Jacob Ochen coming on for Eliphaz Omong from Ginger. Ginger replacing Ginger, and it's a debut for Jacob Ochen. How exciting is it for that young man?
Excellent opportunity for the Ginger Hippo. They had a really wonderful season this past Uganda League, and they're being rewarded with 3 players for the first time, having all 3 players coming in from Ginger, and all of them are getting a chance to play today. Ginger is an emerging team. They were under the tutelage of Robert Seguya, and the output of his initiative and the absolute talent that is out there at the source of the Nile is in full effect. Let's hope he's able to take advantage of this platform and demonstrate that he can put his hand up and actually say that he can start as a regular starter for the Rugby Cranes.
Indeed, and the prop number 17,
Adamson
has had his day, and I don't know if we'll go into uncontested scrums. They do have another one, and that's number 18, Andrews Kwamena Amisa.
Indeed, let's see whether that changes the outcome. Uganda has a put-in to the scrum. and a chance for them to create an opportunity 5 yards to the Ghanaian try line.
And as the ball goes in, Maxwell Ebonga, another man from Jinja, has replaced Daudi Semwami. That Fijian sidestep might have taken out his cuff.
Hopefully Ebonga is able to demonstrate his capabilities, because he too is a very electrifying runner. If you look at the back three now, you've got the tri-juggernaut, Solomon Okia. You've got Adrian Kesito, who's been running the show. And now you've got Mr. Hot Stepper on the other wing. If the Ghanaians make the mistake in kicking it back to those back three, there may be some action to reckon with.
Yes, action for you at home. I hope you've been managed to get a Nile special. The Kyadondo pork guys also do deliver. So hoping that it's an exciting weekend for us all.
Ghana survives by the skin of their teeth. They're able to milk a penalty out there. The new front row of Uganda infringing and giving a relieving penalty for the Ghanaians, and a chance for them to clear the lines. They decide not to kick. They're running deep from their half. They really like this unstructured stuff. That's their number 8, Scott Miles, who's been really unbelievable with the ball in hand. The man from Richmond RFC is putting Ghana at their 22. They're running every play. They don't care. They're like, I want to see what your defense can do to us. Fantastic play by Uganda. The Ghanaian unable to release. Quick tap by the Rugby Cranes. Ghana interrupting that play, and Uganda has a penalty and a decision to make about 5 meters into the Ghanaian 22.
Yes, referee saying that they were not back 10 and explaining it to the captain, who is puzzled by the call. Ivan Magomu going for the line out.
He's had a relatively quiet game, Magomu. Able to make sure that the ball gets wide, but if indeed he gets himself in song, I think this Ugandan backline will be relatively difficult to stop.
Indeed, but as a leader, I suspect he has allowed his team to shine and he has taken a step back.
Indeed, that's the sign of maturity that he has, and it's working because the scoreboard is showing that the strategy Uganda has employed is effective at the moment. Good line-out take by Robert Aziku. He's been a star in the line-outs. Uganda has another rolling maul. They're pushing the Ghanaians over the try line, and they are scoring one more try. Another one for Uganda. Who comes up with it? The Ghanaians don't want to show us. But it looks like it is Desire Ayera getting his second try of the night. Wonderful play by the forwards, and good output by the Rugby Cranes.
Yes, and the Ghanaians have started talking amongst themselves. It is becoming desperate, and they do need to pull themselves together. As you said, they do have a game on Wednesday, and you do wonder, will Uganda be thinking about Saturday? Do you have one eye on Saturday?
If it's Uganda, I think we would have eyes on Saturday. At the moment, you're clearly leaps and bounds ahead of these Ghanaians. You'd want to think through making sure all your key players are in good shape. However, you'd want, because we've not had international rugby for such a long time, you want the young boys to get more and more experience. This is a good platform for them to get a chance to taste the pace of international rugby. I think Uganda was surprised that Ghana could actually do the things that they're doing.
Yes.
And the defense needs to wake up and realize that this is a big boy country, and therefore more and more interface like this will be of value to them as Kasito lines up for another conversion attempt. He finally misses one.
He is human. He is human.
Indeed, but as you said, this is an opportunity for the Cranes to make sure that their structures are in place. Their defensive structure was found wanting by these Ghanaians, and it's a chance for them to see. Ghana has a split forward pack, and you can see that the two different pods for the Rugby Cranes are anticipating where the Ghanaians are going to clear that ball.
Yes, and Faraji Odugo going off for Kanyanya. Kanyanya, of course, plays here at Kyadondo Rugby Club with the Heathens, and how he wishes his fans were here to see him playing this game.
Indeed, almost excellent kick by the Ghanaians, which goes out on the full, and the choice is for the Ugandans to have either a scrum and that's what they choose, a scrum at halfway, with the totally new front row of Saul Chivumbi, Collins Chimboa, and the young man Kanyanya setting up the platform. They did concede a penalty in the previous scrum. They have a chance now to redeem themselves.
And you did see Collins Chimbo was there trying to understand from the referee, thinking I had the dominant hit, how come you penalized me? Indeed. And the referee explaining to him what happened, and let's see if this is better.
Yeah, another substitution for Uganda, Marco Moding. The Kenya Harlequin is on for Desire Era. He's now at the base of the scrum. For what tries to reverse knock on by the Ghanaian scrum half. But a little bit of an unwise play by Aaron, given the fact that he had a man under pressure, but he got out of jail there, and we reset the scrum 10 meters from where we started it and see if we can repeat and press play and do it again.
Indeed, and the scrum dominance seems to have reduced since number 18, Kwamena Amisa, came on. He seems to have stabilized the Ghanaian scrum and is giving Saul Chivumbi a bit of a hard time.
Indeed, Omoding is a new prospect. We haven't seen him this season. He's been playing in Kenya for the Kenya Harlequins. Looks like he's being steady at the base of the scrum. Good kick into space, and Ghana able to relieve that. Action going on in the Ghanaian 22. The defense has collapsed on the Ghanaian attack. They're trying to secure that ball. Uganda putting them under pressure, but Ghana has successfully been able to fend them off. They need a relieving kick, or depending on how they flow, they might actually start running again. And clearly running is their option of choice.
Apea Adu. He has been quite impactful on this game. He has shown that his time at Richmond was not in waste.
Indeed, Scott Miles running himself off the park. He's been really good for them. Ghana sending the ball wide. Unfortunately, they've knocked that ball on, but looks like the Ugandan defensive line was not disciplined enough, and they were caught offside, providing a chance for the Ghanaians to have a relieving penalty. Last time they had a penalty like this, they tapped and went. They did not kick for touch. Kofi Apia making a different decision at this point to relieve pressure. They might be getting a little bit winded, David. It's getting late into the second half, and Ghana are starting to show the effects of this really helter-skelter game. They have not yet scored in this half.
Yes.
However, they have demonstrated intent.
Yeah, the last time they tried to run out of their 22, they conceded points, and that was the try by Desire Ayera. So they are smart. They do learn.
Rubai Mohammed with the kick in. Aziku able to steal that ball. Uganda has secured that line out. That's probably why they wanted to run it out anyway. And there goes Ivan Magomo. Good run. Right in there with Omoding taking the hit into the 22. Released Magomo one more time. Adrian Casito. Here we go with a try for
Ebonga
Maxwell. The Ginger Hippo Odonga. Excellent play by the Ugandan backline. Captain Ivan Magomu releasing Adrian Casito. Adrian Casito, you could call him the orchestra master. He's been pulling the strings from the fullback position, excellently releasing Maxwell Ebonga. And
referee calls it back for crossing.
And unfortunately for Uganda, that superior sequence of play has been declined, but still that intent of the Ugandan backline was really well executed, except for that error, and now Ghana has a chance to relieve some pressure.
Yes, the second half has been totally dominated by Uganda. I don't remember the last time that Ghana was in the Uganda half, and this kick brings them back into the half. And like you said, and I don't know if you're a prophet, but they will start slow and then catch up later on in the half.
Indeed. In the second half, I'm not so sure, because this again, acclimatization is quite tough. But they came strong in the first half, and they were able to put in 12 points, 2 tries, and they're now, unfortunately, not able to execute that line out the way they had anticipated, and Uganda has called for a scrum as a result of that botched line out. But yes, the normal sequence that away teams have is they start strong and then kind of given the dynamics of the game, they kind of fade in the middle of the half. Ghana showed exactly that during the first half, and then they came back once they had found their acclimatization and their lungs were in place, and they put together a good sequence of play, scoring 12 points. Similarly, in the second half, they started strong and Uganda came back, managing to repel them. Looks like this is a chance for Ghana to try and push it together before the last quarter of the game, but again, the scrum is not able to hold the pressure of the Ugandans. A big box kick for a Worth. This bomb was poorly fielded by Ghana, but they're able to come through. They have a man out wide. Their outside winger, utility back Francis Donkor, not able to pick up that pass, and Uganda has a put into the line out. Again, a bit of a scrappy sequence of play, unstructured, not really suiting the Ugandans per se. But you can see, David, the benches have been fully released, and maybe it's taking them time to find their feet.
Yes, the benches have been emptied, but I think the referee not rewarding Uganda for the scrum pressure and that catching both Omoding and Aaron Ofoiroth by surprise, and Aaron did go to his instinctive kick.
There goes Omoding. Omoding, big running.
He is solid.
Absolutely. Here goes Balagade. Big run. That's a young big boy. He's almost 100 kilograms. Poor pass. Pius again has to live with the scraps, but he's really strong on his feet. Able to be brought down just inside the Ghanaian 22. Uganda resets the attack. There goes the captain with taking up the role of the scrum half. Uganda has another chance for a Worth with the ball. Magomu kicking the ball across. He has two men over. Ball went backwards, and we've got a wonderful dummy by Kanyanya. Kanyanya showing that he's an outside back in a hooker's body. Scoring another try for the Uganda
Cranes. He has enjoyed that, the young man, and his mother is watching.
Well done, Kanyanya. Selling the dummy all the way to the game mall, and the Ghanaians went to have some lunch before he strolled over for the try, and his maiden try for Uganda.
Indeed, and finally the cross kicking from the captain paying off.
Indeed, excellent try by Uganda. They're piling the points on. I said earlier, I think Ghana has failed to receive their invitation to this try-scoring party. Uganda is putting on a show.
Yes, and they're over the 50-point mark. That won't sit well with the Ghana, and you wonder if it will affect their confidence going into the Algeria game. You do want to lose, but you don't want to take a hiding.
Indeed, Uganda has demonstrated that they can be ruthless when they want, and if they continue with keeping their concentration up, they're a very difficult team to handle. We were concerned to a certain degree about the new combinations, but they look like they're coming together quite well. Aaron Ofoiroth, the new kicker, has a chance to add the extras, and unfortunately, he has not done so.
I know. He will warm up into the game. Earlier on, when we watched the warm up, he was kicking them over at ease. Indeed. But the moment does get to you.
Indeed, he's quite a mercurial player, as we said. He's been an excellent addition, and he has contributed quite well to the movement of the Rugby Cranes. Really putting the Ghanaians under pressure, looking at the body language of the Ghanaians. Their hands are on their knees, and it's getting tough for them, but let's see if they can respond as they did in the first half. Adrian Kasito calls for the ball. A short, low clearing kick. Ghana's secondary line of defense builds an attack with Kofi Appiah, the man who's been pulling the strings for Ghana. The new winger comes through with a reverse pass. They look like they're fancy as a forward pass, and unfortunately for them, that play breaks down right there.
Yes, the hit in defense, I think, did catch the attacking player by surprise, and you could hear his cry of pain as the ball went forward. That's number 4, Lukman Yaya. His impact in the first half has faded. I think the toll in the scrummages does wear you out and does limit how much he can run and play.
Indeed, Rabbi Muhammad the hooker sitting down and seeking some medical attention. You're right, David. Yaya Lukman was all over the park in the beginning. He was really causing a lot of pain to the Ugandan midfield in the first half. He was quite enterprising with his runs. Him and Scott Miles at number 8. And also Philip Apia Adu. They were doing a lot of damage with the ball in hand. And that was in the beginning of the first half. But looks like as time has faded forward, they've not been able to maintain that intensity. And that intensity was what was helping them ride the wave of the Ugandans. But we're now at a point in time where I think the pressure is starting to show and to tell on these Ghanaians.
Yeah. A Ugandan scrum right at the halfway in the middle of the field. Attacking opportunity. Both sides. Do you go left? Do you go right?
A chance for the Rugby Cranes again to test this Ghanaian resolve. Ivan Magomu marshalling his troops, standing relatively deep, which indicates to me there's a set play that's coming from the base of the scrum with Solomon Okea approaching from the blind side. He's playing at outside centre at the moment, penalty advantage to Uganda. They're marching the Ghanaians all the way to the halfway. That's 10 meters. They're keeping on going. The Ghanaians are now rocking, obviously offside, tired of all this and,
shenanigans.
All the shenanigans by the Ugandan rugby scrums. The 8th one had enough. And he went and had an obvious. He's very, very fortunate he didn't get a card, because that is a professional foul.
It is indeed, and the referee, I think, being kind and recognizing the pressure, keeping the 15 men on the field.
Good clearance kick, touch finder by Aaron Foroy-Worth. Uganda now has a line out at the 22 of the Ghanaians. The game has slowed down slightly. I think both teams have seen they've tested each other out. This is the first outing, as I said, in a couple of years for the Rugby Cranes. It's an international game. I think Ghana has been good value for money for their effort. But it's a chance for Uganda, and especially the reserves who are on the park, to put their hands up and say we're also good enough to start.
Indeed. Do you get a place against Algeria? As we see Omoding running hard. He's solidly met by a very determined Ghanaian defense. A bit of ball watching. Captain Ivan Magomu taking over and steadying the ship. Collins Chimbowa knows only one route, and that is forward.
Foroy-Worth, Magomu, Omoding. Ghana challenging at the breakdown. They may have effected that turnover, but Uganda still has the ball available. Foroy-Worth releasing the ball. Kanyanya at the base of that ruck. Ghana looks like they may have made a mess of that, and excellent turnover effected by the Ghanaians. Putting a stop to that Ugandan attack.
The referee saying he was the first man in and hence had rights to the ball. He did look slightly off his feet, if you ask me, but no one is asking me. So,
David, they're not interested in clearing their lines. They're running from everywhere. Let's see whether they just want to see how best they can practice their structures, but they're doing so with reckless abandon.
Indeed, and do they have the stamina to go 80 meters is the question they'll be wondering about. As Apiadu comes back into play, met well by Kanyanya.
Big fend by Apiadu. Ball secure in the midfield, but still at the 22 of the Ghanaians. They're playing dangerously in their half, going left and right, but they're not making forward progress. The game is becoming a bit more difficult, and the Uganda has affected the turnover. Pius Ogina with the ball at the base of that scrum. Aaron Foroy-Worth with a small kick over. Unfortunately, that went into touch, and therefore the game has come to a merciful end to the Ghanaians. Excellent play by the Rugby Cranes on their first outing. Final score here at the Kyadondo Rugby Grounds, 53 to the Uganda Rugby Cranes, 12 to the visiting Ghanaian Eagles.
Indeed, and we saw some excellent play from Apiadu, Scott Miles, the number 10, Kofi Anafi Anoche Apia from Ghana. On the Uganda side, the number 10, the captain, was quiet, Pius Ogena, but the pack was strong. And your man of the match, Adrian?
Man of the match is, without a doubt, my namesake, Mr. Adrian Casito, At fullback, he really had a good vision of the game. He probably had contributions to about 75% of the tries. He was solid under the high ball, excellent when he's counter-attacking, and had many, many good decisions that he made. So my man of the match for today is Adrian Casito at his debut as a starting fullback for Uganda.
I agree with you. He was indeed brilliant, and we will have some interviews with the captains and the man of the match as we conclude this.
Good fight.
Adrian Casito. Well done, Adrian. So request the captains of the two teams, Captain Ghana. Salom Kwame, please make your way to this side of the pitch. We are going to have a post-match interview, and also the captain of the Uganda Cranes, that is Ivan Magom, and our man of the match, Adrian Casito. Please make your way. We are short of time.
Captain, congratulations. Not the result that you wanted, but a good showing.
Result we wanted. I think we played in patches, but as you know, rugby is an 80-minute game, so you've got to stay
in the moment for 80 minutes or 85 plus minutes. And
Uganda was a better team today.
Okay, in terms of just yourselves, how exciting is it to be able to play rugby again, and what has been your experience of Uganda?
Yeah, I think we last played in 2019, so as a group we got together last Saturday. We arrived here. So not much time to prepare, but yeah, amazing to be playing rugby again. So far, amazing host.
All right, in terms of just your comparatives, in terms of what you've taken away, promoted from Group B, how's the level? Anything you're learning as a team?
I think there's a lot to learn for us. Ghana as a rugby union is quite young, and I think we've done well over the last couple of years, and we keep climbing. We can see where we need to work towards. Obviously, Uganda's maybe the score not a reflection of the game and the fight my boys showed, but we'll work hard this week and come back on Wednesday.
Yeah, you did score two amazing tries in the first half, finished the half strong, were unable to maintain that momentum in the second half. What do you see that you could have done different in that second half?
Like I said in the beginning, I think we just need to be switched on from the start. I think we started slowly, and that's testament to not playing rugby for a long time. So just start better and keep the tempo and the momentum.
So for Wednesday, how do you pick your boys up? The scoreboard was a bit not reflecting on the game. How do you pick your boys up and get ready for Algeria?
I think we'll take it easy. We'll prepare the same way we prayed for Uganda. One thing I'll ask for my boys is to play with smiles all the time. I think we lost our smiles in moments in that game, and that's where we let in soft tries.
In terms of injuries, anything that is worrying you so far?
I know one of our props went off on the stretcher. We'll obviously have the doctors look at him, and we'll have medicals tomorrow and come back on Monday to training and see how we fix that.
Thank you very much, Captain. Enjoy the rest of the evening. All the best to your boys. There's something for you. I will keep my distance. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ghana captain, and now your own captain, Ivan Magomo. Captain, fantastic. Your take on the game?
First of all, I'd like to thank the fans. I'd like to dedicate this win to Coach Sogi. We are with him in prayer, still praying for him. Wherever he is, he comes out strong, and maybe I believe he'll beat the leukemia. We started strong, we started a bit slow, but we played really well. We cracked up a bit in defense because they were big boys, but I think we managed, to handle the pressure.
All right. Coming into this game, of course, you had not played Ghana before. You didn't know what to expect. How did you prepare for that?
We stuck to our game plan. We knew they were big boys. We had to run them rugged, and I think we did so. The big boys wouldn't keep up with our pace, and I think that was our strength today.
How pleased were you with the scrums?
Perfect. When we came into the tackle, they looked at us as small boys, and they were laughing at us. They didn't know we have the big heart, small body, heart of a lion. So it cheered up the boys, and I think before the game we had spoken about, having the first scrum, to test them. And indeed, on the first scrum, we had one of the players stretched off, so we sent a message, but we shall build on from there.
All right. Then in terms of maybe two more, the man of the match,
fantastic.
Adrian Casito, stepping at fullback, he didn't put a foot wrong.
Yeah, fantastic. He's been showing in training. He gives 100%. Very calm guy, good under the high ball, and he'll take us forward. He'll take us places.
In terms of looking forward, a week to prepare for Algeria. How do you get, what's your sequence going to that?
I think we shall look at, we shall go through the game as a team and look at where we went short. I think we need to improve on the breakdown area, open play. I think most of the tries came off them carrying the ball, they're big boys, so we need to clean up on that. Other than that, we're not scared of anyone. We are prepared really well. Come Sunday, I think we shall run the Algerians rugged, and hopefully we shall pull off the win.
Then how exciting is it to be playing rugby in the middle of a lockdown?
Man, fantastic. It's been long, ever since we had an international, and coming back, having the fans, enjoy the game. I know they are not here with us, but they followed on social media. I'm sure they're really happy with the performance, and hopefully shall carry on going forward.
Thank you very much, Captain. I think there's something for you, and it's for the man of the match.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Captain, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Okay, thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the man of the match, Adrian Casito. Adrian, a man of the match. 2 tries, 1 try? No tries.
But mercurial kicking, you are fantastic under the high ball. Take us through the game. How did you see the game?
The game started when it was a bit tough because we hadn't really played rugby in a long time. The team met up just about 1 week ago. But I thank my teammates for really working hard to get this win.
Yeah, people say that you have ice in your veins. How do you stay so cool?
I guess it's just believing in myself and doing what I have to do with my teammates to get the job done.
And how did you stay fit through the lockdown? You haven't played rugby in a while. You did play the league, of course, but you stayed fit. I don't know if you have anything. You did not kick the last kicks, but you seem like you're in good shape.
It's been a bit tough, but because me personally, I hadn't really trained or played in some time because a few things happened there. But yeah, I think it's all about believing in myself and my teammates to get the job done.
All right, and then 15 or 9. What's your preferred position?
15.
15 is your preferred position?
Yeah.
So the coach at Cobbs should be listening. No, that's a joke. Ladies and gentlemen, your man of the match, Adrian Casito. Thank you very much. Well done. And enjoy the rest of the evening with your boys. In terms of the result, day one of this Group C. One of this Group C encounter of the Rugby Africa tournament, Uganda emerging 53-12 winners over Ghana. As the hosts, I think a good way to come out. Ghana new to Uganda, not known to Ugandans, having been promoted recently. And if you're out there looking forward to Wednesday, where Ghana will be taking on Algeria and they're looking to recover. Adrian, your summary of that 53-12. We've learnt about Ghana, looking at the tournament overall and in terms of the take of the day.
Excellent start by the Rugby Cranes in this campaign. 53 points is not to be scoffed at. They've actually done the job. They took care of a team that they considered to be minnows, and they put themselves in pole position to qualify out of this group. And therefore, I believe that the coaches will be very happy with the job they've done. They've got a lot of work to do in terms of managing their defensive sequences. However, this is exactly the way they would have hoped to have started this tournament.
The Ghana captain said that they didn't stay awake in many of the right moments. Do you see that as being the case, or is it the pressure of the Uganda team?
You've got to take him to heart. I think he believes he knows how his team's performance can be. And indeed, concentration is critical. So if they weren't awake in those critical moments and Uganda took advantage, that's the way the cookie crumbles. And indeed, Uganda was the ones who managed to put Ghana to the sword, and they stayed focused throughout those critical moments. And indeed, if Ghana could correct that issue about paying more attention during those times, they might have a chance against the Algerians. But I think for them, they have an advantage against the Algerians because they know how it is to play. At this altitude, they've had a hit out against a very solid team, and therefore they'll probably be able to react better when they come back onto the park on Wednesday.
All right. And then in terms of the second half, no points for Ghana. Uganda scored. How important was the bench? And in terms of just that momentum going into the Sunday game?
The bench was very useful. It was their chance. Most of those guys had very low amount of caps, and they really came out to demonstrate that they were capable. They held the Ghanaians down to no points, but I believe the Ghanaians really ran out of gas during that second half, and they were unable to exert the pressure that they did towards the end of the first half. Good showing by the Ugandan defense to react better. The Ghanaians had some really enterprising play, especially when they went wide, and Fly Half Coffee was able to orchestrate the moves, and that for me shows a lot of potential for the Ghanaians, but really good showing by the Ugandan defense in the second half to react well and to overcome that.
And Captain Ivan Magomo did recognize that their defense needed to get better around those times. But in terms of next games, on Tuesday we do have the women, Uganda playing Zimbabwe, and on Wednesday Algeria plays Ghana right here at 3 p.m. So be sure to catch that on UBC and Kawowo Sports Online.
The Uganda Rugby Union YouTube page.
Yes, absolutely. So looking forward to the week. What's exciting you?
I think recovery for the Ugandan Cranes, but for Ghana, how do they react to this lesson? Can they come, and if they have a good result against Algeria, they'll put themselves in pole position to take that second spot, if indeed Uganda is able to replicate their play against Algeria at the end of the week next week.
All right. In terms of your wrap-up, in terms of just the final word, anything from you?
Lovely to be back in rugby. We're really hoping that you fans who are out there at home are able to catch this, and be sure to come back onto this platform and see the games again. We pray for you to be safe where you are at your homes, and we look forward to another day of fantastic and exciting rugby here at the Kyadondo Rugby Grounds.
Thank you. And for myself, I think fitting tribute to the guys, first of all, Coach Sogi, who's recovering, Peter Ofong, Matthew, Okema and Garson Onono would be proud of what the Uganda Cranes have done today and what the game of rugby has achieved hosting this Africa Rugby Tournament in the circumstances we're going through. We pray to you to please stay safe, observe the SOPs, wear masks, and enjoy, and see you on Tuesday and Wednesday. Thank you very much.